still maintaining that once every other day. I'm doing my best, even though by the time this airs, I'm definitely long on the road. No, I'm not on the road. Welcome back to fksalad. I'm back with another episode. I'm here with my friend Emily today. We just had a really nice vegan nachos. I didn't really want you. I wanted Elena to be on the show. No, I'm kidding.
I'm always second best to Elena.
Elena's just a friend that I spent some time in Los Angeles with, and we always referred to you as a very kind and caring soul. So I wanted an Elena spirit on this show. But then I forgot that we were friends or knew of each other because we haven't really had that many conversations together before. And I'm like, no, Emily is definitely a friend and should definitely come on the show. So thank you.
Well, I'm happy to be Elena's replacement while she's off in the Brazilian jungle.
There was something about actually being around all you environment kids, which was really nice.
Yeah.
What did you end up graduating with?
So I graduated with a major in international development, a specialization in environmental assessment. Fun fact, don't hold anything against Waterloo, but they called me a week before I was graduating telling me that they screwed up and counted one of my courses one too many times, so they robbed me of my minor, but I have a special focus I put on my resume in environment, resources, and sustainability.
Classic. Spent all that money and they kind of just shaft you at the end.
It was for all the money that I paid, you can't just stick it in there, give me the diploma, but whatever.
Would that actually ever make a difference in applying for your job?
Basically, I don't put it on my resume that I have a minor. I just put the special focus thing. If an employer asks, I can give them my transcript.
What kind of career does that veer you towards?
So when I first started at Waterloo or was thinking about going to Waterloo, I was full international development. I thought I wanted to work and travel, live abroad forever. The UN was my dream job. And then as I was at Waterloo, it kind of shifted to sustainability, environmental studies. And now I'm hoping to have my own sustainable eco resort, kind of bring people together.
Wow, we're dropping that in real hard. No, that is so cool. What would a sustainable resort kind of entitle?
So basically, after a couple years of travel, I love the idea of hostels. I love that it brings everybody together. So I'm hoping that it can be kind of a togetherness, a mindful place where people can connect with nature and connect with each other, but also having an environment background. I want it to be sustainable, ideally carbon neutral or as close to carbon neutral as it can be. It's 2020. We can basically do anything. Why wouldn't you do it in an environmental focus?
Yeah, I think that's what we were just talking about too at Nachos, how we're both living in this world of 2020. You can do whatever it takes. How do you think you're going to actually make that happen?
Yeah, so that's been something that I have been
I'm not quizzing you or anything.
A big breathe in, breathe out. That's been a big thing of obviously money doesn't fall from the sky, and creating something like that takes a decent amount of money, even though if it doesn't matter how many good intentions you have. But I'm hoping that eventually, whether it be this year, next year, the year before, we've talked about kind of short-term, long-term goals. I'm hoping in the next 10 years, I'll have the property to start my retreat.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm going to try and maybe buy some property, start getting into some tiny homes, which is something I really love. My game plan was I was hoping to be in Australia now. Life kind of happened and then I didn't go. But so I've been struggling end of 2019, beginning of 2020, kind of feeling stagnant. We touched on it before. I think that I'm more than the catering job that I'm doing now, which obviously I am. And also, I've been struggling with feeling passionate about the work that I'm doing, and I just miss being in school so much. Not so much for the being in school part, but for the passion that I felt learning. So I'm hoping that Now I'm saying it on the podcast. 2020 will be the year of Australia at the end of the year.
we say a lot of things on the show that people are starting to... Just had to let that go by. People are starting to say things on this talk show and then put them into the world and make them happen. One of the reasons you might be down there is actually to like maybe help with some conservation efforts, if that's like kind of the area of expertise you want to go into while you're down there.
Yeah, so I did a lot of rehabilitation stuff in university, volunteer work, and I'm, as tragic as the Australian wildfires have been, I'm hoping that I can do some restoration work after the wildfires have kind of settled and get those habitats back to where they need to be.
Do you like this idea of living and working all over the world then for now? Because I'm even just thinking about Sri Lanka. Emily did Sri Lanka for 8 months for a placement. Like, this lifestyle is, I guess in pop culture, you really hear about it through social media in terms of these travel lifestyle vloggers and videographers and photographers. But then you look at someone like yourself doing this kind of travel lifestyle, but not in a completely different field.
Hey, if anybody out there wants to pay me to travel, I'm here. But I'm constantly on the go. I'm constantly trying to think of my next step, my next job, and also trying to top it. I mean, being in Sri Lanka was amazing, and since then it's been like, what can I do next that's going to be fun and exciting and stimulate that travel growth, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's definitely 25. It's a wake-up call of like, when are you going to find that stability? And you can't carry on unless somebody wants to start paying me to travel. It's like, when are you going to start settling down and figuring out the career move?
No one really has advice for millennials like ourselves living this kind of lifestyle.
Figuring it out as we go.
Yeah. No plans in terms of saving for mortgages and down payments and, and land and
we are not the generation of owning houses,
but we are the generation of doing what our hearts desire.
Hey, and that's what you're doing right now.
And that's
with
what you're
the
doing.
Show.
Yes, the show.
And I wanted to ask you, why fksalad? Why? When did it come to be?
Okay, I don't think I have mentioned this actually at all. I was looking for, there's a few reasons. A lot of them are touched in the first episode that I aired that hopefully if you're watching, you've seen. If not, I'll link it down below. It'll be linked at the bottom of every episode because it answers a lot of questions.
Okay.
But one thing I didn't really touch on was the whole beginning idea and where it stemmed from. And there's a couple of reasons. One was I was noticing I was going out to the bars less. And I was noticing I was being DD, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to maybe charge people. I will drive you home. Like, I'll be your Uber driver, and I'll pick you up, and I'll take you home. You gotta pay me $10, but with that comes a little bit of vegan food that we can talk about on camera. And I could have gone in that direction. I really could have. I just felt like it maybe got repetitive, or some people wouldn't have kind of picked up the phone or like actually hit me up and say, Vince, like, I need a ride tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think that transaction would have happened as much as I would have wanted to. If you're listening and you want it to happen, just DM me on Instagram for my number, and we could make something like that happen for future episodes. Seriously.
If Uber's watching, they could sponsor you.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
could be the best Uber driver ever.
With Uber Eats, like who knows? I thought of this really creative. I wanted to do something like that. Monetizing, not in terms of like making money, but monetizing these experiences and interactions with like friends who I'd be driving. And then I guess it kind of goes into the fksalad mindset, which is this whole veganism and eating plant-based lifestyle that I'm really trying to like preach, or at least mention to people.
I remember, so we had breakfast in Toronto, like a year ago?
More than that.
More than
it was
that?
before Los Angeles, I think.
But I remember our conversation there, you talking about like there should be a restaurant where people can experiment with vegan food. You could get like maybe half a vegan burger, half a regular burger. So it's like you can try it and you don't have to fully commit to a vegan meal, but you can fall back on what you know, what you like.
It was a business idea at the time. I don't think I'd actually follow through with it now. I'm just so, probably since that conversation, I've just fallen in love with going out for vegan food so much more.
Yeah.
That half is just nonsense. Like, that wasn't necessarily the mindset I was in at the time, but I do feel like, like there's definitely other ways that I can influence people to try veganism.
But that's the thing, yeah, like vegan food is just as yummy as regular food.
It's the same.
And I think it's just a mindset thing. It's just something people need to get over. And
exactly.
2020 is about chasing passion, which I think you can relate to that as well. Doing more things that make you feel alive, make you feel more fulfilled. And right now I'm thinking that Australia will make me feel that way. But if something else comes up that makes me feel that way.
Chase that passion. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. See you in 2 days.